Hello, Ranger Nation, and welcome back to Rooster's Backyard for the latest edition of the Ranger Rundown.
I'm Todd Jones, sitting next to my good friend Josh Masonheimer.
Thought I'd throw you a curveball today. Todd,
Well,
we had a good game up in Plainview. First of all, we didn't have to drive to Canyon to play Perryton again.
Right.
Second of all, we got some fried cheese on the way. And,
Always good.
And came out with a win.
A lot of explosive offense, a lot of big hits, a lot of good stuff out there. Tell you what, Friday was a blast. Loved every part about that ball game. Speaking about that ball game, though, Josh, for those of you guys that haven't watched it, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, you got to check out the top 10 plays for that playoff game that Coach Thomas put together. Not only is it just filled with great plays from our Rangers, but, man, Josh had the call of the night on the number one play, and Thomas kind of did some editing, put it all together. And if you hadn't heard it, man, you got to take a look at that because it was pretty cool. I enjoyed listening to it.
Yes, focus on the editing. That was the good part.
That was a great call, man. It was great.
No, that was a fun game.
I feel humbled in your presence now after that.
Yeah, it's like Perryton just kind of threw out sacks for all the defense.
Yeah.
There's I don't know what that number was, but
a lot of sacks.
Maybe we'll get into that with Hill.
No punts. No punts. You scored every time you had the ball except for once, and then that was on the last play of the half, and you came up a yard short on that. But yeah,
I can't remember the last game I watched without a punt.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, we were kind of talking about records and firsts. You want to kick us off here?
Yeah, so since the last time we met, there was an announcement for some of the volleyball awards. So I thought we would cover those for some of the ladies. They put in a lot of hard work in this season. They came up second place in district. They did lose in the first round of the playoffs to Canyon. But you walk away with some accolades there. So you have the district MVP this year, Emily Jones. That's the third year in a row that Greenwood has had a district MVP. So kudos out there to Coach Long and her staff and her program. First team, Riley Rubio and Kimmy McConnell. Second team, Maggie Mason, Angel Smith, and Olivia Willis. And then honorable mention was Lexi Stewart. I didn't have those written down. Lexi Stewart, Kinsley Luter, and Kate Barnum. Those were your honorable mentions all district. So.
Yeah, and then speaking of records, kind of moving on to football, Dylan Payton set a couple himself Friday night. First of all, most points scored by a single player is now 33, right? That goes in the record books. And then adding an additional 50 yards to the receiving title with a total of 236 yards. Oddly enough, had a lot to do with the shovel pass there.
Yeah, the shovel pass.
They went for, I believe, 66 yards. So pair of records there, local for Dylan Payton going on the wall. See how long those stand.
Yeah, they might stand for a while.
That was a fun game.
And when I saw that pop up on Facebook, I was like, I didn't feel like 236 yards, and I started thinking about how do I not recognize that one of our kids had 236 yards receiving, and it's because there were so many big plays. I mean, there are just big plays after another, and when I started thinking about it, I was like, yeah, he had three just big yardage eating plays, and so big shout out there to Dylan Payton.
Almost total offense against Seminole 2 weeks before that.
Yeah, all by himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a cool accomplishment for sure.
All right, Josh, for tonight's show, we've got boys basketball. Coach Bush is going to sit down and talk to us a little bit. We're going to have Emily Jones and Bella Rivas to talk girls basketball. Then we're going to have two juniors, two first-timers up here, Lane Wilhelm and Jake Tedder. Going to spend some time with us talking some football, and then we're going to wrap things up, as always, with Coach Hill. The Rangers are back-to-back district champions. Turkey Day's coming up, and it's Ranger Rundown time.
The Rundown, covering Greenwood sports. The Rundown, giving our athletes support. The Rundown, showing their quest for gold. The Rundown, where team stories are told. The Rundown, putting a face to the names. Our GHS athletes playing the game. Ranger Rundown, I think you all know. Ranger Rundown, hands up and let's go. Ranger Rundown, can you feel the flow? Ranger Rundown, let's get to the show.
And welcome back to the Ranger Rundown, hosted by Roosters Backyard. First of all, kicking us off, we've got Coach Bush. Talk about boys basketball season coming up. Coach, how are you, sir? Good practice today?
Today.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, so but it doesn't matter if I'm ready.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you've already you kicked it off. Y'all played a little bit already.
Yeah, we played a little bit. We played in a couple of shootouts, one in Abilene. That one went well, went 3-0 down there. Had a scrimmage up in Lubbock, did some really good things there, and then had Midland High, and it was good for us. Got pushed a little bit. Pace was quick. It was fun to watch, be a part of on a Tuesday. And so now we jump things off tomorrow night.
Yeah. So, Coach, I'm a little bit of a sports nerd, just a little bit. I really love the analytics, the thought process to go in and how you
Just
build
a
some
little
stuff.
bit.
Just a little bit of a sports nerd. Kind of give us some insight into your roster for this season and kind of what that looks like.
Yeah, so we have the returning district newcomer of the year, Jonathan Mendoza. He's a quiet kid, so not a lot of people know who he is, but his voice is the one traveling through our program right now. And I think we were missing some of that last year, just like that vocal leadership. We had guys that were good, presence leaders, but he's a good vocal leader for us. So he'll be at our point position. Ethan Rybolt's back as a starter as well, so is Colton Rahman. He missed a big chunk last year when he was injured, so that really hurt us,
yeah.
especially in the rebound aspect. Also have back Austin Snodgrass, first team all-district, and he's staring right at me. But we have Noah Rivas back, but hopefully we won't see him till around Christmas.
Yeah, that'd be the
That's the goal. Don't see him till Christmas. He can come sit there in his sweatsuit and listen to me get mad, but other than that, I don't want to see him. And then got some new guys: Weston Turnage, Trip Lejean, Landry Latham coming up from freshman and JV teams, as well as Andrick Rodriguez, who we also don't want to see till Christmas. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, Coach, certainly not going to apologize for part of your roster still playing football.
No, let them play. Let them go.
Hopefully other people enjoy it as much as Todd and I do. But, tell us about how you prepare for the season in the offseason.
Well, we had a little bit of a philosophy shift. We lost pretty much all of our size outside of Colton. And so what we did lose in size, we've probably added in a little bit of speed and definitely some toughness. So the pace is different. It's going to be a lot faster. We're going to pick up and play you for all 94 feet. And so the goal is turn them over, score as fast as you can, then get up and try to do it again. So just basically the pace of practice, the pace of the off season, how fast everything's being done. I think it benefits the kids we have. I think that it allows them to be more themselves than maybe some of them were allowed to be last year, and I think it's going to benefit us as a whole down the stretch.
Okay. Well, you kind of answered the next question I had, which is what's the difference in last year's team versus this year's team? You kind of touched on that a little bit. Maybe maybe if I tweak that a little bit and say what's some of the growth you've seen in your players come back? You mentioned Mendoza and Rybold, Colton, Snodgrass. I mean, you brought back a pretty good core.
Yeah.
So what kind of maybe some growth you might have seen in some of those guys over this offseason?
I think this group's more connected, and that's not a dig at last year's group at all. It's just those guys were on head coach number 3 in 3 years, so that's a lot to ask for a high school kid. So there's a little more continuity. I think also the addition of Coach Keller has made us a lot better, and so that's the biggest thing. I think they're gelling and they're more connected than we were a year ago, especially at this time.
Okay.
Coach, you kind of talked about losing some of the size. Peyton's involved there, Landon Stewart. You still got Colton. I guess I'm assuming he's probably the tallest on the team now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and he's put on some mass that I think you'll benefit from. But what are the other changes that you're looking to implement this year?
Well, kind of had to adjust my own offensive philosophy, and I think that's kind of the point of coaching. Instead of making the kids fit to what you do, you've got to find what fits the kids. Last year we
100% agree with that.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
100%.
a lot of last year was get the ball into the half court, find a way to run through some different cuts. We had a secondary break that we kind of slowed down that benefited what we had a year ago, and ran a lot of high-low stuff to get Peyton and Colton the basketball in different positions. Also, utilizing Landon's ability to stretch the floor. This year's group, they're a little nastier, and so we've kind of bought into that. And so there's some times I have to just squat down and lean against the scores table and grit my teeth and bear it, but it's going to pay off. I can feel it. So.
But, having an identity is really, really important.
Yes, and we didn't. I think we have that earlier than I would have thought. I think we have our identity, which is our defense and our toughness. And like I said, you live with some of that pass, but for the most part, it's been good. So.
Well, Coach, you mentioned being some of those guys had 3 coaches in 3 years. You're the first coach we've had back to back. That time frame, and now that you know where all the bathrooms are, in the school, after having a full off season in your second year, do you feel that this team's farther ahead than they were last year at this time?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think there was consistency as far as like being in the weight room 3 days a week, 4 in the summer. More guys in the gym this summer than were in the gym last summer. Not to mention, just simply playing spring league, getting out and playing in the TABC event this summer, going and playing in Abilene this fall. That's just stuff we weren't really prepared to do a year ago. And so simply just spending more time together, getting in the weight room more consistently, it's put us ahead of where we were a year ago, even though we're younger.
Okay.
Coach, what accomplishments, in your eyes, make a successful season this year?
Man, I think like there's those easy answers, like we want to win 20 games or we want to compete for a district championship. The thing we've talked about, thing I think a lot of people say is we want to be playing our best basketball come district. We don't feel that way. We want to play our best basketball come tomorrow and then improve from there. So every night it's not building to the next thing, it's go 1-0 tonight. No matter who the opponent is, whether it's 4A Levelland, 6A Odessa High, it doesn't matter. That's our goal every night. So as far as accomplishments are concerned, obviously, you want to, there's tournament opportunities. You want to try to lift trophies. There's playoff appearances. And, if you put yourself in the right position, you can make a run in this region. But I think mostly, just I'm seeing the success I want right now by how hard they play. Like their capacity to play at their fullest potential, at the fastest they could possibly play right now is something I think is a testament to them and how hard they've worked, how seriously they take their conditioning, how seriously they take hydration, eating the right things, doing that, even though sometimes a bag of chips sneaks in that locker room. So,
well, it happens.
There might be more than a bag of
More
chips
than
that
a bag
gets
of
snuck
chips
around when you're not looking, Coach. Yeah. Maybe.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the insight. Good luck to a successful season.
Yeah,
I'm sure the Ranger Nation is going to back you all the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And looking forward to basketball.
Yeah.
So appreciate it.
Yeah.
Up next.
Thank you,
Next
guys.
on the rundown, we have Emily Jones and Bella Rivas talk a little basketball.
And welcome back to Rooster's Backyard. Now we've got a pair of Rangerette guards, junior Emily Jones and sophomore Bella Rivas.
Rivas.
Excuse
My
me.
bad.
I was thinking, that
Yeah.
Reese doesn't look right.
Man,
I just
that's
saw our parents. and-
auto-correcting
I
the
know, yeah.
script there.
My fault.
Y'all
Hey,
want
it's
to know
okay.
what?
My
It's okay.
fault.
You want to know what goes on behind the scenes while we're
Yeah,
always laughing
it's-
before
I
it
feel
comes
like
up?
we're anchorman. I know. and
That's
then
kind of
the-
what happens.
Yeah, the long 2-second count that lasted 4.5 seconds. But anyway, Emily and Bella, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, and if y'all want to see all the gaps that happened beforehand and while the thing's not running, come on down here to Roosters, get some food, and
Yeah.
have some fun with us while we're doing this.
Take it away, sir.
All right, Emily, let's start with you. Can we do
Okay.
that?
Yes.
You ready
that
to
sounds
go?
Good. Yep. Yeah, go in.
Tell us a little bit about this year's team.
Well, last year we had 3 seniors that made a pretty big impact on our team, and this year is a little different because we had some freshmen step up this year and play on varsity, and our team is really young. We have a lot of freshmen and sophomores, and this year we're doing it a little bit different. So we're having JV and varsity, like their players mix around and play both teams, and so it's just something that our team has to adjust to with different players that we haven't ever played with before.
Okay.
Emily, this is your third year on varsity. How's the role changed from last year?
It's definitely changed a little bit more. Like, I've been more of a leader this year. I remember freshman year, I looked up to the upperclassmen, and I would just looked up to their feedback and their pointers that they gave me and what I need to do better on and, like, what I need to be improving on. And so just giving feedback to the underclassmen and letting them know, like, I'm listening to them, and if they need anything, like, I'm here to give them some advice.
All right. You've only been in basketball for about a week now, right?
Yes.
Because volleyball takes up a little bit of time, and that's a quick transition for you. What for you? What has been the hardest thing about transitioning from playing volleyball to playing basketball?
I would definitely say the physicality. Both games are completely different, and basketball is a lot more rough and aggressive and a lot more physical than volleyball is. My first game back to play basketball, I got a bloody nose and I got my hair pulled out to the side. Like, it's definitely changing a lot, like, compared to volleyball.
You should tell your teammates to stop doing that.
No, in Kahoma too, it was bad too.
Yeah, Kahoma was bad too. I got shoved to the floor. It was bad.
So are you saying you'd prefer to not have to have any contact with the other team?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Emily, last question for you. What's the one thing you do best on the court?
I would definitely say keeping my team composed whenever it's like a tight game, like Big Spring was, or when the crowd is really loud or the refs are like not doing very good. I try to just keep the team composed and calm and just let them know that, like, it's okay and, like, we just got to play our game.
Todd and I, it took us a long time to realize that refs have bad days too.
Most of them have bad days every day, especially the Big Spring one. Woo, man. All right, there's nothing good down that road. Bella,
What's up?
Miss Rivas, you ready to go?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Did you? I gotta ask you. Did you get any pointers from Noah? Did you ask him?
No, heck no, I didn't get any
No,
points.
no, you just rolling on your own.
He just left me by myself.
He just left you.
Yeah, he did.
No help whatsoever. I mean, he's been on here almost as
All
many
he told
times
me
as
was-
I have.
All he told me was not to be nervous, and I was like, bruh, my mom helped me out more than Noah.
Well, I'm gonna have to. I'll make sure to say something to him next time we get him up here.
Okay.
I'll try to make him feel real uncomfortable. All right.
Okay.
All right, Bella. Let's get started with some questions here. What has been because last year you played JV and varsity, you split a little bit of time.
Yes, sir.
But this year you're taking over the point guard position. So what's been the biggest adjustment for you making that jump?
Oh, definitely the speed of the game. I feel like the past two games we played against Big Spring and Kahoma, like, those were two different games, and Kahoma was super fast. So I feel like just all of us, like, adjusting to the game and just being able to just, like, get it composed and, like, run the ball and just playing our game instead of their game.
Okay.
How was off season for you, and what area do you feel you have improved the most since your freshman year?
Off season was really tough and, like, hard. I feel like Coach Kilgore did a great job of, like, pushing us to, like, do really good and, like, focusing on the little details in our game and just seeing it pay off in, like, the games now. I think it was, like, really, like, helpful in the off season. And an area I feel like I've improved a lot, definitely my communication, because I feel like last year I was, like, really timid to, like, speak up, and because I was, like, a freshman, so I feel like I was very, like, timid, and now I feel like I talk the most, like, on the court now.
Was the redheaded girl mean to you?
What'd you say?
Was the redheaded girl mean to you
Oh, never.
last year?
Okay.
Bella, what does it mean to you to have earned a starting spot in the lineup for the Rangerettes?
Oh, it definitely means a lot to me. Coming off of an ACL tear in my 8th grade year and just putting in so much work, and it like took me a long time to get back to where I was, and just seeing it pay off now, it means a lot to me now, like, to be able to start.
Bella, what do you do to get ready for games?
It's kind of funny. So before the game, sometimes, like, the rest of the team, we all make TikToks together and just, like, hype each other up. And I definitely listen to music, and sometimes, like, one of the managers, Maribel, does my hair.
All right, what kind of music you listening to?
What'd you say?
Music.
Music?
Yeah, what's the music you listen to?
That's a good question, actually. Sometimes country or, like, Mexican, for real.
Okay, all right. You girls ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, Bella, we're gonna make you go first.
Okay.
All right, here we go. For breakfast, Pop-Tarts or donuts?
Donuts.
Donuts.
Donuts. Would you rather be at the beach or the lake?
Beach.
Lake.
No, you're weird.
What is the best ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Would you rather have a fast car or a monster truck?
Fast car.
Monster truck.
All right.
Okay, so you want to be different. It's okay.
And you have to hold one. Which one are you going to hold, a frog or a spider?
I actually am terrified of frogs, so I'm gonna have to say spider.
Really?
Are you going with the spider also, Williams?
I'm never gonna get close to a frog ever.
They're deadly, right? They'll kill you.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm scared of frogs.
Man, that's just, I feel like there's a childhood movie you guys missed where the
No.
princess kisses the frog, and that's
No.
too scary?
No,
Too
no,
much?
no.
I'm not
Okay.
watching that
When
movie.
it rains a lot and there's like a little like frogs, I can't even go outside.
As well as the best ice cream is sugar cookie, or Christmas cookie, which is now at HEB, if anybody needs that. Found some this weekend. Emily brought me some. So
All right,
appreciate
all right.
it. Yep. All right, ladies, we appreciate you coming on, having a little bit of fun with us. Up next on Ranger Rundown, we'll have Junior Lane Wilhelm and Junior Jake Tedder up next. And welcome back to the Ranger Rundown Live from Rooster's Backyard. Now we've got to our left a pair of juniors. We've got Lane Wilhelm, closest to Todd, making Todd feel small, which is great. And then center Jake Tedder. How are you guys?
Great.
Did you get out of practice early
Yes,
to come
sir.
to this?
A little bit.
That's like the best part, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get started.
Yes, I mean, 2 rookies here. We don't
That's
get
right,
that a
yeah.
lot. Yeah, 2 first-timers. And Josh, I mean, I really feel a little bit small here.
I know, it's great.
Are you guys ready?
It makes
Yes,
me
sir.
look normal.
Lane, since I know you, I made you go first.
Okay.
All right, so you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. What was the atmosphere like Friday night for the ball game?
I think it's very electric. Like in the tunnel, you can hear all the people in the stands and the band going crazy, and then we got Lane Watson yelling, and then I don't know. It's just
Which one was more electric, Seminole or Liberty? Because those both pretty intense ball games.
I think Liberty was more intense because our student section was going nuts the whole
At
game.
home,
Yes, sir.
homecoming, that kind of deal. I can
Yes, sir.
see that. I can hit.
Yeah, makes sense. Lane, you know, your brother played for Greenwood as well. I don't know if this
Both brothers.
winds up. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Both
I don't know if that ties into part of your answer here, but what does it mean to you to represent Greenwood Friday nights?
Representing Greenwood, I like being a part of the community, like all the spiritual aspects of it. Like everybody comes to watch football, and I'm a part of that, and I think it's great to represent Greenwood.
Friday nights in Greenwood, it's special, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Talk about your performance Friday night, and what was the best part of the game for you?
I'm not a big fan of my performance on Friday. I think I could have done better, but my favorite part was watching Tate and Carter make the big hits on kickoff.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right.
That works.
And don't sell yourself short.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
You know,
we saw some good hits on the quarterback there. So
We see you take up blockers. We see you set edges. And, I mean, you are, as far as boundary ends go, I mean, I think you're carrying the load every Friday night. So don't ever dismiss what you're doing out there, because we get to watch you up top, and we think you're doing a great job.
Yes, sir.
all right, Lane. Last question for you. What do you want to accomplish Friday night to get the win?
I want to be able to just do my job and like help everybody else do their job as well.
Okay. And you've definitely done that. And I know that this year is you've really stepped up and taken care of your responsibilities each and every time. So,
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Jake,
Yes, sir.
Jake, Big Jake.
Yes, sir.
I like the hair color, my man.
Good.
talk about having to step up. You know, Coach Hill's always talked about next man up, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about how that landed on you.
Yes, sir.
In maybe a place where you didn't think it was going to, or a time it was going to. Talk about having to step up and take on that starting center position.
Yeah, that Friday morning, Coach Hill pulled me in his office and he said, next man up, you just got to do what you can out there. And I knew with all that week with preparation, I can do it. And having all my teammates tell me I can do it. So that just gave me a boost of confidence right there.
Okay.
Jake, what have you excelled at the last couple of games? What do you feel like there's something you need to still work on a little bit?
I feel like my communication on the offensive line has gotten a lot better, calling out different blitzes, who's coming, telling like people who to block. And something I need to work on, probably just leadership. Since I've stepped up, I need to be more vocal to my team.
So you also sub in for defense, right? Which do you like better?
Offense.
Offense.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You like knowing where it's going and
Yes,
that
sir.
whole thing. A little bit more thought process goes
Yes,
into
sir.
it. You know, Jake, I know that your family's been, around Greenwood for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And I know you've been on the field and as a kid in the stands watching stuff. What does it mean to you to run out of that tunnel as a Ranger on Friday nights?
Last year, all the upperclassmen, whenever I got moved up for playoffs, they're like, it's something you'll never forget. And ever since then, every time I run out of that tunnel, it's always amazing seeing the community just cheer. And ever since I was a kid, since I was here in kindergarten, just seeing all like the varsity players run, I was like, I want to do that too. And it means a lot to me, honestly.
Okay.
So Jake, same last question I gave to Lane. What do you feel like you need to accomplish Friday night to get the win?
I just got to execute, honestly. That's what we always talk about, just executing, getting the ball to Lincoln so he can do what he can, and just make out right calls.
Okay.
Makes sense.
All right. You guys ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to go with the center first. So you're going to answer first, and then Mr. Wilhelm, you'll jump in right after that. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Favorite type of food, Mexican or Chinese?
Mexican.
Mexican.
All right. Would you rather be hunting or fishing?
Hunting.
Hunting.
Okay. Would you rather own a race car or a monster truck?
Race car to go fast.
Race car.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I just knew you were going to say monster truck. No? All right, here we go. Last one. Finish this sentence. I'm afraid of.
My mom.
I'm afraid of spiders.
You're afraid of spiders.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, with the basketball girls, I thought you might have said frogs and gone with them. But so if you had to hold a frog in your hand or a spider in your hand, you're going to go with the frog?
All the time.
All day, every day?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. I love the mom. I love the mom answer. That's
I know
great.
he didn't think about it. He's right there with the mom answer.
Yeah, right there. That's perfect.
Keep that in mind. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. Up next, we've got Coach Hill to wrap us up.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you.
And welcome back live from Rooster's backyard. Now we've got Coach Hill.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Why
Co-
do
we
you
ju-
look nervous?
Oh, he's wearing great.
Are you a little nervous every time you come up here? You just don't know what we're gonna do?
No, well, yeah.
Are you afraid there might be something happening?
You got to stay on your toes around here.
I-
Got to be ready.
Yeah, so I was putting the shirt on. I realized Todd's probably going to be red. We didn't have a rundown last week. Wanted to get prepared for playoffs. I missed the week before. I thought Todd's surely wearing red, so I knew I couldn't wear red.
Well, I asked Emily what color I should wear. She said red. So there you go.
Like Tiger Woods on Sunday.
Well,
you look good.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I don't
we
know
go.
that I look good, but I look something. Coach, before we kind of get into everything, I thought maybe what I'd like to do is maybe get your attention up here to the screen just for just a second. Coach Thomas will pull that. Did you ever think that young man would turn into the Raising Cane's Texas
Golly.
High School Coach of the Week?
Oh, my gosh. Look at that.
Right.
Look at that.
It's a good
Stud.
one.
Oh, my.
You gotta tuck that ball, Coach.
The Reebok jersey really dates me. I don't think they do that anymore.
I don't even know they're around anymore.
Oh my gosh! Good grief! Look at that.
Yeah.
Athlete.
Yeah.
Athlete.
Congratulations, Coach.
Once an athlete, always an athlete.
I know your thing is it's a team award, it's a staff award and stuff like that, but they're not up here, and you're the one that got their picture taken for it. So congratulations on the Raising Cane.
Well, thank you
Texas
so
High School
much.
Coach
It
of the Week
definitely
award.
is. It doesn't happen without great kids and wonderful staff. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, you ready to maybe jump into the top 10? Wait a second, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did we punt it all on Friday night? Because I do not remember punt. I remember the only time we didn't score was when Lincoln got pushed out of bounds at the one at the end of the first half. Did we?
I don't
we
think
score
so.
every time we got the ball?
I don't think. Yeah. At the end, we went for it on fourth down and didn't get it in the last drive. But yeah, other than that, we did.
Yeah.
We were getting ready. Jackson Otis converted on a 3rd and long. Yeah, I think we did. I do not think we punted.
Well, I'm going to put my order in for that to happen again this week. That's my order.
That's
no
good for the
punts.
Rangers.
We're going to score every time.
Good for the Rangers.
All right.
We won't practice it this week.
Let's go through the. I don't believe you. Let's go through the top 10 from the Perryton game, Coach.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. There we go. Coach Thomas always does a wonderful job. Look at all this. Wonderful presentation here. I heard that Josh had a really good call on
the very end.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
No, it was just Joe Buck. It was all him. I did nothing.
Speaking of Jackson Otis.
Well, yeah, speaking of, Jackson does he brought him up 2 weeks ago. He did a great job in his first varsity outing. Picked up where he left off behind some great blocking up front. I've really been impressed with our offensive line. They've done a wonderful job. And this was just a great throw down the field. Lincoln did a wonderful job keeping his eyes downfield. And Dylan Payton, literally a historic night for yards in a game, did a wonderful job, but just really doing what Dylan's done for the last 3 years. Just get behind the defense, comes down with some just phenomenal catches, did a wonderful job. And then, early on to have that kind of success, both the run game and through the air, I think it would kind of set the tone for the rest of the night. Again, great blocking up front, run blocking up front, and Romero has the speed to break her way. And then I thought the defense, we started well, we played well at the end. We had a few mishaps there in the middle, but both of our linebackers, Reese Watzel and Dakota Underhill, here's 2 plays in a row of Dakota getting the ball down. Just a very, very disruptive defensive line, kind of led by Luke Fales and Lane Wilhelm. Lane Wasson does a tremendous job. Colton Armida, but those 2 especially on Friday night. Luke Fales and Lane Wasson lived in the backfield. Just did a tremendous job. And this is a play that Coach Hernandez and the offensive staff put in this week. Just a great misdirection. We lined up Dylan in that position to run a lot of different plays, honestly, but haven't had the shuttle pass off of it just yet. And Coach Hernandez on the headset, he thought that was going to be a big one for us, and lo and behold, it was. And then, I think one of the unappreciated things that Romero does is he catches the ball so well out of the backfield. He's always a threat to score when he has the ball in his hands, and traditionally that's in the downhill run game, but just does a phenomenal job catching the ball in space, catching the ball downhill, and finding ways to make plays. And Lane Wasson did a great job jumping on the ball, just kind of gave it back to him there a little bit. But none of that happens without the effort Luke Fales gives. He's just a wild man. And here it is again, Lane Wasson, Dakota Underhill. There's Colton Armida in the picture, Lane Wilhelm right there. I mean, the whole defensive front just lived in the backfield. And anytime you can disrupt a passing game like that, can stop the run game at the line of scrimmage, it really doesn't matter what your offense does when your defense is playing with their hair on fire. And like I said, we started well, finished well. We had a couple of miscues there in the middle, but was really proud of the effort in all 3 phases. Had some 2-point conversions we executed, came close to executing the onside kick, and so I was really proud of all 3 phases and how they performed after a pretty good road trip in the playoffs. It's a different atmosphere, so it was a lot of fun. I was proud of our guys.
Man, you talked a little bit about that shovel pass there, and I love that play. That play just stuck with me. I love that concept. I love misdirections. I love the sneakiness of sports.
Yeah.
But I also liked watching Liam Larson completely destroy the last man
Yeah.
that they had a shot at bringing Dylan down, and he just took him
Yeah.
to the ground, and that was 30 yards downfield.
Well,
so I
we-
mean, the fact that your guys play no matter where they are, no matter what the play is going, they play, they do their job until that whistle blows. And I really respect that as far as something that a program does and has that mentality and culture.
Well, the stock blocks and, any block that's more than 6 or 8 yards downfield is all effort. It's all effort-based. And so credit to our coaches, Coach Jordan and Coach Richardson and Coach Galindo for teaching that. And then ultimately it's the kids that have to execute, and they did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I think as much as our defense was in the backfield of Perryton, I'm not sure if Lincoln was sacked.
Our offensive line
past week,
has
right?
kept Lincoln pretty clean.
I mean,
They've kept him pretty clean. And
Even the highlights. I mean, he's got plenty of time to throw. Good execution. They're all downfield. Even that little screen pass to Ramiro.
There still wasn't anybody around him.
I can't remember who 55 is off the top of my head, but
Bustamante.
he's just waiting for somebody to hit. There's nobody there. And I felt the disappointment from the booth.
Well, and on that shot where
he's wanted it so bad.
where Peyton's tiptoeing on that back line. I mean, there's a bubble around Madrid, and there's not anyone close to even getting anywhere near him. So I mean, the offensive line really did a good job.
Well, walking through our locker room, our offensive and defensive linemen, their helmets are scarred and the decals are peeling off, and Lincoln's helmet's still pearly white. So that's the sign of a good offensive and defensive line, I think.
Like it. Coach, tell us about the week leading up to Perryton.
I felt like we had a great week of work. I think, going back to a year ago, I think after the Seminole win, there was a little bit of a letdown where we weren't as focused as we needed to be, especially going into the playoff game. And if you remember, we didn't play exceptionally well that first half against Borger. And so I was really proud of the maturity that we showed. I think that's has a lot to do with our senior leadership and the number of games that that group has played together. And so the focus was much improved, and I think the performance was where it needed to be, especially through the first quarter. It was guys flying around, making plays, executing at a high level, and so I was just really pleased with our performance, especially early on.
So speaking of that early on performance, were you surprised? I mean, we had a huge fast start against Snyder, but that was Snyder. Were you surprised at the fast start that you had on Friday night, and how did it impact your game management from that point forward?
I wouldn't say I was surprised, but I was very proud of our performance. The defense, Perryton, they were losing games 58-51 and 49-42, so we knew that they were capable of putting up a lot of points against good defenses, frankly, and so was proud that we were able to shut them down. And then offensively, we just have a lot of weapons. The offensive line was they were on point, blocked really, really well. And so when you get the lead, you just want to see that momentum continue to build. And I felt like we did a pretty decent job of that in the first quarter. And the offense, to their credit, they were clicking all night long. So it was exciting to watch.
It sure was. It sure was.
Coach, any surprises that Perryton threw at us Friday night that maybe you just didn't see coming?
Their offense is, whoever calls it is, he does a good job. He knows what he's doing.
Sure.
He knows how to attack fronts and attack coverages. It may have taken them just a little bit to get going there with some of the plays that they were running to really get Jenin. But I credit, hats off to them. Did a wonderful job with dialing those plays up, especially right there before halftime. But, outside of that, I felt like our game plan in all three phases was solid. I felt like we executed at a pretty good level. And so, we were happy with the result, but still had lots of teachable moments on Saturday morning to get things corrected and shored up before our next opponent.
Always be coaching.
Always be coaching. ABC.
So what were your impressions of the offensive and defensive performances?
Yeah, you referenced not punting the ball. I think that speaks for itself. If you're able to move the ball, convert on third down, find creative ways to get the football to your playmakers, like the Dylan Payton shuttle pass, that's what we're looking for. In the special teams game, you never know when those 2-point conversions are going to add up, and that changes the complexity of the game for the opposing offensive coordinator, too, when you go up 8 instead of 7 or 15 instead of 14. And so those are those are anytime a point is at stake, it's a critical play. And defensively, played lights out. Had one play that they ran over and over that we didn't really adjust to, which accounted for 20 points and probably 200 yards of offense. But outside of that, I felt like our defense was solid as usual.
That
So-
wasn't mentioned at all during the broadcast.
Yep. Well,
I promise.
it was on Saturday.
Well, no, it was maybe quite a bit.
Yep. Well,
But
that
I get
makes
that.
two of us.
I get
Makes
that.
three of us.
Before Josh uses this question, I mean, I've had some people come up and say, did they score 20 on our starters? And I was like, yeah, it's the most they've given up all year.
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is you go look and see what Perryton does offensively all year.
Yeah.
And 20 points for them is
That's a good point.
That's the low mark for them. I mean, they're putting up 50, 45 points, losing efforts.
Yeah.
But their offense hasn't been the problem. They've got a good offense. That was a good quarterback.
Quarterback was really talented, and the receiver number 3, he's up for the Whataburger Super Team and all those statewide awards. They've got a really good scheme offensively. So
They do.
They'll be good in the future. I think both of those players are coming back.
Yeah, they're both juniors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coach, you referenced the 2-point conversions. I think Tarango did a really good job. I thought he could jump a little bit higher on the onside. It looked super close from the booth. Of course, that was going away from us, but no, good effort there for sure. Talk a little bit about the importance of physical play on those offensive defensive lines.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. Always has been, but especially when you get into the playoffs, and you're going to see a battle on Friday night with Eagle Mountain. But I really appreciate the 5 guys on our offensive line. They go to war for each other. They battle. They take it personal when they do give up a sack. They take it personal when there is a tackle for loss, and so really appreciative of the effort those guys give. And then the other 4 to 5 on the defensive side of the ball have just wreaked havoc all 11 games. Luke Fales is as quick a 3 technique as I've ever seen. The 2 lanes, Wasson and Wilhelm on the edge, have done a tremendous job, and then Big Colton Armida up front does a good job anchoring. That nose guard, the way we play it, draws a lot of double teams, and if you can have a nose that's not displaced on the double and blocked into the safeties, you've got a good thing going. And so he does a good job playing low and behind his pads and does a good job for us.
Coach, what is give one compliment for the game for each group, offense, defense, and special teams?
Anytime you're playing for points, it's important. So I think the way that Coach Cox and Coach Galindo have kind of pieced together our swinging gate with the different plays off of it. It didn't come down to that, thankfully, Friday night, but in the event that it would have,
Sure.
I think we won that battle. So credit to our special teams guys for executing those 2-point plays. Offensively, we just found a way to get the ball in the end zone all night. Some of them were big plays. Some of them we had to kind of hammer out until the big play opened up, but was really pleased with our effort and execution right there. And then defensively, like I said, we gave up the quarterback scramble, and we gave up the motion RPO several times. But outside of those 2, we limited their explosive plays, kept them out of the end zone. And it's a good offense. That's going to happen sometimes. And so, I thought it was a pretty valiant effort, save for one scheme that got us pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. That's fair enough. Yeah.
Coach, what was the mood on the ride home for the team?
Yeah, I think it was one of gratitude. I think we were excited to win, but the standard is the seniors have set the standard so high that I think it was more of a what's next type of situation. Everybody's happy with the playoff win, especially when there's a gold ball at stake, but I don't think this team's finished yet. And last year, we felt like the run ended a little short, and I think this team is determined, focused, ready to extend it for several more weeks. And so we're excited about the opportunity, happy with the result, but not satisfied just yet.
Yeah, got to be careful on the Thanksgiving plans this year.
No, exactly.
That's right. We're going to
Yeah.
be playing Friday night.
Greenwood for
on
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Coach, let's put that game to bed. Looking forward to this week. you've got a team, Eagle Mountain, third year as a high school. They got their first playoff win last week against Benbrook. It was actually a pretty close game. The score doesn't look like it. We listened to it on the ride home.
Yeah.
They scored on like the next to last play of the game to
Scored
put it
late.
7, but
Yeah.
Yep.
Benbrook was in that game, and so what should we expect as the Greenwood fans when we show up on Friday night in Clyde to support the
Yeah.
Rangers? What should the people expect to see from Eagle Mountain? What kind of team we playing?
Very, very talented running attack. They're big and physical up front with the offensive line. You referenced the physical offensive line. They have one. Running back is as good or better than anyone we've seen this year. He does a great job keeping the ball downhill, runs behind his pads, and he's a little bit of a hammer. Like he packs a punch, and so we're going to have to keep him bottled up. They don't go to the air a whole lot until third down, and then the quarterback is more than capable of airing it out. There's some design quarterback runs, and so the quarterback can beat you with his feet. And then defensively, maybe not the biggest defensive line that we've played, but as fast and physical as we've played. Really, really quick with their stunts and their movements. Two thumpers at linebacker that aren't afraid of contact, and then just speed in the secondary. They can run a little bit, and so it's we're to the point in the year where every game is going to be well earned. The wins are going to be well earned, and so we're going to have to bring our A game on Friday night. And I think our guys are going to be up for the challenge. Though we spent the weekend putting together a great game plan in all 3 phases, and we're going to have to execute it on Friday.
Yeah, this is where that senior leadership that you talked about, that culture, that mentality, that's what gets you past that next round. I've been asked a couple of times, on the game that we play the winner, who do I think is going to win?
Yeah.
And I think one team's been there, and
Yeah.
one team hasn't, and I think there's a tangible benefit.
Yeah.
To having been there, to having that leadership, that experience, that maturity. There's a tangible benefit to it.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no you can't coach experience, and having suffered a little bit of a heartbreak last year, I think our guys are ready to right the ship and prove that they're worthy of a second round victory.
Coach, I think I'm most excited about some of the packages we saw last week that we haven't had the need to show, right? You kind of referenced Perryton, winning games that are relatively close, with 51 to 58 type games. I can't imagine having very much left behind in those situations. So, seeing some of these packages that we were able to see last week, that was pretty cool for me, especially when you understand that you haven't had to use any of that. Right? So.
Yeah, and now you've got film out there that they have to respect.
Oh, yeah.
What you've done all year,
That's
what
just-
you just came up with. And
Oh, yeah,
and they're
we-
gonna be like,
we have
what
to
did,
add-
what did they not show? I mean, they won by 39.
Right.
What did they not show again? So I mean, there's.
Absolutely. No, we ran out
Like
a
it.
dime package, and Dylan Payton and Hyde McNutt played a little defense for us, and so we
Saw that. Yep.
got to do several things, and so we'll do what we need to do.
Oh, we
and
were having a time in the booth.
There you go.
Yeah, like, hey,
Yeah.
that's so and so out there. That's
That
their
was
first time out there. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Coach, last one for you. What do you expect to see from your team practicing this week?
Yeah, we talk about it as the opponents, get better as you get farther and farther in the playoffs. You've got to match that with your preparation, with how focused we are in practice, with how much time you spend in film study. And like I said, it's something that I think I would be worried about if we weren't so senior heavy, if we weren't so deep with experience. A lot of 3-year starters, a lot of 2-year starters. The sophomores that we have up are incredibly mature. It's a great locker room to be in, just because you've got that air of confidence without the arrogance and the cockiness. And so I think we'll be prepared, and we're going to get after them. We're going to play hard for 48 minutes, and we're excited about the challenge. We really are. It'll be a good second round game.
We're super excited about that second round game. We're ready. We're ready.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's play
let's
it
get
tomorrow.
All right,
Yeah,
Coach.
let's get it done.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're ready for Friday night, 7:00 in Clyde, taking on Eagle Mountain. And yeah, expect all the Greenwood Ranger faithful to be there loud and proud. So
Yeah,
Well, they were in Plainview. It was
very-
good. It
I
was
know.
Good
Yeah,
showing.
I think
Great
it
showing.
was. I think we kind of edged out Plainview fans
A
there.
little bit. Yeah,
As well.
we
A little bit, yeah.
I'll be in Ponder for some basketball, so I'll be driving in from Ponder for the game. So meet
There we
Josh
go.
up there. So
Let's do it.
yeah.
We're excited.
you got to
Go
be there.
Rangerettes, and then
Yeah, heck yeah.
Rangers Friday night.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep, that one's going to be streaming live on
NFHS.
NFHS. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
We had a whole debate on what that stood for, and I'm not going to try to attempt that, but yeah, we'll be streaming that game.
There's a hidden S.
Yeah, that's right.
There's
yeah.
a hidden S in that.
There's a couple of hidden things.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the end of our live show. Once again, thank you to Rooster's Backyard for hosting us, and be sure to subscribe to the Greenwood Stream Network so you don't miss any content. Excuse me.
Basketball tomorrow night. I think the boys are here. I think the girls are in Stanton. So both those I think are going to be on YouTube, so you can catch them there. And then make sure you guys get out to Clyde. Josh and I love to hear you guys talk about listening to us, and we're out there, and we love to see people tuning in to see our broadcast. But I'd rather see 0 people and have 500 people in those stands. So you guys come out to Clyde, support the Rangers, watch them get the win against Eagle Mountain. All right, that's my soapbox.
We appreciate it.
Thanks
You
for
can have
watching.
the earbuds and the phone and live. You can get all three.
You can do it all.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time on GSN.